Welcome to Poetry Night Thursdays. We just streamed at 7 p.m. and then had a major failure because my laptop is dying and the internet was slowed by my laptop. So we're just gonna actually speed through all of the poems that we just read. And
I'm Daniel Watts, and this is, do you want me to read the Tale of Dapper Dan or do the haikus?
You have haikus?
No, the limericks.
Oh, the limericks. Yeah, we are going to start... Yeah, why not? Let's just start with the
Tale of Dapper Dan.
Wait, I want to still...
Oh, no, go ahead.
I still want to introduce it, because that was cut out from the previous live stream. So, this is a poem that I submitted to NYC Midnight, the Rhyming Story Challenge, and it came in like 8th place or something in the second round, so it didn't do that well, but I thought it was the best one of my group. There was a small issue where some of the judges didn't understand the plot because for some reason, we're not going to comment about that. And this is called The Tale of Dapper Dan, and I ended up, I was originally writing it with a different name, and then the name Daniel Watts really fit what I needed with the rhyme pattern and the syllable counts. So I changed it to Daniel Watts, which is this guy.
That's me.
That's Daniel Watts. Oh, we didn't even do the introduction round. I skipped everything. Anyway.
I'm Daniel Watts, and you're watching Saki's live stream.
Yes. Just read the poem. Wait, do you want me to do the burping now this time around?
Yeah, when I go like this.
Wait, actually or no?
Yeah, if I go like this. If I go like that. All right.
Wait, so
in a dusty saloon, just be ready. In a dusty saloon, sporting striped pantaloons, was the barkeeper, Daniel Watts. In his freshly pressed apron, he served his few patrons their moonshine and rye whiskey shots. Here Dan was accepted, but hardly respected, the Wild West all dressed in brown. His colorful style made cowboys hostile, and rumors were spread about town. It was known that he failed at conventional male tasks, such as herding and smithing. He didn't hunt game, no horse could he tame, and they say that he sat while pissing. He was cleaning a glass when in walked a lass, whose beauty was 1 in a million. Everyone knew her, and, not to pursue her, that babe, the infamous Lillian. More infamous still was her husband, McGill, a jealous and dangerous guy. A ruthless sharpshooter, he shot all who wooed her, or so much as gave her the eye. His signature flourish in a firearm skirmish was to shoot off his rival's suspenders, and then to plant lead in the pantsless man's head before he had time to surrender. Lil sat at the rail and ordered an ale, her gaze trained on Dan as he poured it. She threw him a wink when he bought her drink, but Daniel duly ignored it. The bar doors swung wide as he stormed inside, nefarious macho McGill. In long strides he came between Dan and the dame, and said, in a voice set to kill, "Hands off my girl, you lace-colored earl. You're lucky my gun's in the shop. Now leave this saloon, or I'll see you at noon, where your hideous breechles'll drop." Ordinarily, Dan, a cowardly man, would have caved under such a great threat. But McGill had dishonored Dan's favorite trousers, and this made him truly upset. "I won't stand for this. Tomorrow it is," he managed to say with a stammer. He awoke the next day, determined to slay, all in the name of glamour. 5 minutes to 12, folks gathered themselves around the saloon's double doors. Out walked Dan Watts in chartreuse polka dots, which sadly gained little rapport. It was tight at the thighs and went to hip-high, with no need for belt or suspenders. These well-tailored pants were Dan's shining chance, he hoped, to become a trendsetter. McGill had to laugh. "From a Wild West chap, you've certainly wandered the farthest. Suspenders or none, my 6-shooter gun will blow those pants right off regardless." 'Neath the sun's blinding heat, on that old sandy street, the two rivals stood back to back. McGill was the hero, but all eyes were zeroed in on those form-fitting slacks. 12 struck the clock. They started to walk apart in synchronized steps. 16, 17, 18, 19. The crowd gasped at what happened next. 20! They spun as McGill drew his gun. His revolver had come out so quick, Dan hadn't a second before McGill's weapon went bang, 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 click. When the dust cleared, Dan remained standing there, polka dot pants held up high, by the uppermost fastener of his anti-assassiner, a fabulous 7-button fly. The townsfolk went wild, while Dan gently smiled. His commitment to fashion succeeded. The people embraced Dan's avant-garde taste as McGill, the ex-champion, retreated. Since that afternoon, Dan's famous saloon became the top choice to get liquor. Numerous guests were all finely dressed in the Wild West's best-looking knickers. Good job, Saki.
Thanks. I wanted to point out, I think both times you read it, you said lace-colored Earl. It's collared, like this thing.
Oh, did I say colored? Did I keep saying colored?
Yeah.
Nice colored Earl.
Lace-collared.
Collared Earl.
He's got one of those fancy floofy colors.
Yeah.
The French people wear or
yeah.
something.
Or Django.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So, and then what was next on the
We
list?
had our little limericks. Or your
the cool clock thing.
Are we going backwards?
Yeah.
All right. The clock. Let's see if I can find it once more.
Yes.
So there's a clock in Prague, an astronomical clock that you've probably seen. If you saw a picture of it, you would probably recognize it.
Maybe we should show a picture of the clock.
Oh, somebody can Google that. I'm looking at my poem. And this poem is a triangle because of a special property of the gear sequence that's used in that clock to ring out the hours, which is you can kind of construct an appropriate amount of rings by using an interesting integer sequence, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, over and over and over again.
It looks like this.
That's really not what I was expecting.
The famous clock that everyone knows. And
I didn't know it. Do I live under a rock? I have not seen this clock.
You certainly don't live under the clock.
You can't just reuse. Okay.
so, every line of the poem has a number of letters equal to the hour of the day, 1 through 24. First line has 1 letter. Last line has 24 letters. Every line adds a new... Well, okay. It's you taking new numbers from the sequence. So first line's 1, next line's 2, 3, 4, and then for 5, 3 and 2. For 6, 1, 2, 3. For 7, 4 and 3, because it's following that sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.
Why is it 4? Is that
It's because the guy Sindel, who came up with the sequence, just figured out that you could do that.
Not my dog, but the mathematician.
It wasn't your dog that did it, although I can't prove that.
It's true.
You literally
That's
can't.
true. There's a flying spaghetti monster of clockmakers.
So that is why there's so many short words in this poem, because they're either 1, 2, 3, or 4 letters long to fit the sequence. And that's why it's in the shape of a triangle. So here it goes. Sindel's horloge hours. I am not made, but am I of old fact set, or I am one with any, if I of the dark sea am I of sunbeam, for an eye of one star too am I in 2 more, and so I do not move, but as I am put down, for an eye in new time, not as I in the past was, or I as yet to come can be. I am let slow now, as I up the lone eon to eye on far brim aim an eye of dim gaze, but on eye as shy fate has of eye no die cast, but as I in any wise ask, or I in raw fear let be.
You know, this is the second time I'm hearing it.
That could be. I bet you could set that to a beat, and that could be an EDM thing. That like because it's.
Or a chiptune, indeed.
Yeah, chiptune.
It's got that really cool feeling of like randomness, but you swear there's a pattern in it. Like you wanna, your brain wants to put order to that rhythm.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
There's something.
And I noticed actually Eon does have 2 syllables. I thought they were all monosyllabic words.
Yeah, I guess it's just a kind of a coincidence because words with few letters have few syllables usually.
All right, did we do voluble before on the thing?
We did, but we're just going to do it again because I might just delete the other live stream because it didn't happen. Good. So, would you like to explain the prompt again?
The prompt, okay, so the prompt is write a limerick, but include the Merriam-Webster word of the day, and today that word just happens to be voluble.
Which means a talkative dude or the other thing.
Rolly.
Rolling or twisting.
Yeah, rolly.
Rolly. If someone is overly, I was going to say conversive, but it's more like soliloquaic. I just made that word up. If they just keep ranting, the words roll off their tongue.
So I'll do mine. Mine is written from the perspective of an old man trying to remember something he saw. Who's that man on the TV? The one with a visible pee-pee? Old voluble dude. With a letterboard? Rude? Oh, Pat Sajak. He's seedy.
It's so funny.
Oh, Pat Sajak.
Alright, cool. And I will go. So, now you guys actually already know what it is, so you can't guess, but the live stream viewers can guess. Alright. A tree-hugging chemist used math to endorse the hydrolysis bath. His voluble chatter on soluble matter could drive one to go down that path. So.
I predict it's about Rick Sanchez.
It's exactly the opposite.
Morty?
No, they went into vat of acid.
Oh, it's a guy who went in the vat of acid.
No.
Because it's about bases.
It's an alkaline bath. Yeah.
It's not about acid.
No.
It was never about acid.
No.
It's a vat of milk?
It's a basic bath.
Oh, it's a basic bath.
Wears Uggs and drinks Starbucks coffee. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I think we'll just not explain it.
Dang.
Should it be explained?
It's about Walter White. Something about acid. I don't know. How long you want to make the live stream again?
I
You
don't.
want to explain it? You don't?
Yeah, no, let's explain it. So basically, the most eco-friendly way to dispose of a human corpse is to dissolve it in an alkaline bath. It just like melts all the bones and stuff. It doesn't melt them, it solubilizes them. And then this is great because compared to cremation, you're not releasing a bunch of CO2 into the atmosphere. And I guess there's also just like nothing left. There's nothing to bury. You don't need a coffin. You don't need to dig a hole. You just kind of pour the goop onto your garden.
Really? The goop can just go in the garden?
Yeah.
It's not toxic or anything?
No, it just becomes like neutralized. The pH will reach 7, and then it's just goop.
So you have to put enough bodies in there to neutralize it? Like, because it's obviously dissolving stuff if you're putting in the bodies, right? So it's too basic? Is that what you're saying?
You know, I actually don't know what happens to it.
Because if you pour it out, it's going to dissolve your garden.
No, the idea is you wait till it reaches pH 7, so it's just water.
Oh, it'll just naturally neutralize eventually.
I think, yeah, it will react with the air and neutralize.
But it could go faster if you put in more bodies.
Could.
So that's.
But then you run the risk of incompletely dissolved bodies.
You don't want chunks. Although it could be fertilized. I don't know. Anyway.
Could. I think you end up with bones at the end because those are the last to go. So actually, that's pretty harmless.
Is there a poetry stream?
There's marrow on the inside. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, now we really went off tangent. We went down the rabbit hole. Okay, your turn.
So what's your poem about burning bodies? Read us your dissolving bones.
I tried to use the word of the day as the rhyme, so you judge it accordingly. Sword-swallowing Eric the Voluble's esophagus cleared any obstacle his mouth would attest until the inquest recovered 9 pins and a volleyball.
It was sword swallowing Eric, was his name?
Eric the Voluble.
Eric the Voluble.
I don't know, like Eric the Red, maybe? I don't know
Oh,
what
okay.
else
He's
to
like a
think.
Alexander the
Viking.
Great.
Yeah, yeah. He's
So
one of the lesser conquerors.
I started out with voluble and soluble, and I was like, oh, what's the third one gonna be? And I was going to do valuable, and then I thought, oh, valuable and voluble are like the same thing. You know, one's just pronounced with a British accent. So volleyball is a really good one.
I was going to do
Innovative. Obstacle.
abdominal and make it like dirtier, but I couldn't get it to work.
Oh.
It just wasn't coming together.
I sat next to Duchess at tea, and it was just as I feared it would be. Her rumblings abdominal were simply abominable, and everyone thought it was me.
Yeah.
Did you just make that up?
No.
Oh, dang. That was pretty good.
I mean, I have a bunch of these, like, cached.
There was a man from Kentucky.
Oh, no. We're not doing that. Oh, wait.
His cousin was from Nantucket.
All right.
Two of them together. Birds of a feather. Both of them said fucking fucky. Because the places.
Oh, my God.
That counts.
It does. That was pretty good. And that was like this limerick is for kids, non-limerick. Okay, anyway, referencing a previous episode. We're gonna call it a night because that was actually our second live stream. Yeah, let's just end
Good
it.
game, everybody.
No more banter.
Same time next channel.
And we'll have
bat time.
How do I
Bat
make it
channel.
stop? How do I make it stop? Is it the X button on the
Same
phone?
bat time. Same
Yes.
bat channel.
Oh, here it is.